We'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which this project is created, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We'd also like to pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging.
Settle down and gather round for another tale. In the world of Nua, where time has carved and cultivated a magical utopia of wonder, a small group of adventurers unlock the deep mysteries of the land, its people, and themselves. Welcome to the Down Under Dungeon podcast.
Elizabeth, if you ever read this or hear about this, just know I only disguise myself as you because I think you're a bad person. I definitely got my karma though, as the leader of the Arcanites began chanting and unleashing this blue mist from the vial. It knocked lots of the acolytes unconscious, including Qwig, who was disguised as Arduinavir. Spectral ghosts with bits of teeth and flesh started clawing out of the ground. This is definitely the most I've ever fought. Are they always this horrific? I told myself I was going to keep Promi hidden for a bit, but Irene and Qwig needed to get out of there. I wanted to protect them, especially considering Qwig is scared of ghosts and many were being raised around him, so I had Promi teleport them away as I protected Qwig. Louis fell out of her hiding spot and Lysandra attempted to help her. Louis and I ended up figuring out that it was some kind of ritual, using the altar as a focus for it. I tried digging deeper and using my own flame, but Promi let out a cry. I couldn't see anything wrong with them, but I think I made a mistake. With Qwig conscious again, we destroyed the ghost zombies, with Qwig blinding Louis in the process. Lucky, it wasn't permanent. Qwig had run away, but we began taking Irene home, needing to cross the gorge in the process. If we as a party have proved anything, we like splitting up, and we are bad at climbing and stealthing. After nearly falling down, I noticed a light blue light. Qwig and I descended to go check it out and discovered it was the Circle of Stone. I was a small lizard pretending to be Qwig's familiar, and he decided to get his concretion chart read or something like that. Something to do with the stones in the garden and being mirrored with the constellations above. I stayed on his shoulder and felt my wild shape ripping away. I tried to run away, but the moonstones cracked. I've ruined their garden, and I hope I haven't ruined everything. I know I'm not ready for my trial, but maybe I do have to go to my order after all.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
If you're here from last week, I missed you. If you're binge watching, you have a problem, but keep going.
Hi again.
You can do it.
We believe in you.
Alrighty, so the competition for NPCs is over, and we have shortlisted some of our favourites, and we're going to, in the spirit of TTRPGs, roll for them.
We have a top 3 for you.
Yeah, top 3. They were all fantastic. Our first NPC comes from Charlotte Isbay, who sent in Vanessa Richardson, a she-they, a half-elf, British goth geek with tall, long black dress and glasses and white collar. She's a local mortician who prefers bodies to people. Our second... Our second NPC comes from Calopsium TZ. And he's submitted Petron Capaldi, rock gnome with any pronouns, a Circle of Dreams druid who makes a point of being kind to everyone they meet and helping wherever they can. Very whimsical and a hopeless romantic. It kind of reminds me of like Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Sweet vibes.
Our third finalist is submitted by Catherine Sandra, who sent in Tib Tamson, him, a halfling warlock who accidentally pledged his allegiance to a lesser devil when he thought he was applying for a job as a secretary.
Honestly, that was probably happened to Feng.
Yeah.
He recently broke up with his longtime partner Carl and thinks this secretary job is going to get him back on track.
Oh, bless.
So we'll roll a d6 to determine which of the top 3. And do you want me to do the honours?
Yeah.
That is a 2, which is Vanessa Richardson, submitted to us by Charlotte Isbay.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Woo!
So your character will feature at some point in the campaign.
Yes, look out in the next couple of sessions, and hopefully you will see a familiar face.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited.
Thanks again for the submissions. So our party has leveled up.
Yay!
So as always, we will need to do a little bit of admin before the start of our session today. So let's go around the table and roll hit dice.
Amber, why don't you go first?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Remind us what Lysandra's hit die is.
Lysandra's hit die is a D10, obviously plus Constitution. That is a 4, so plus 2 Constitution brings it to a 6.
So you add 6 points to your maximum HP total.
And do you do anything else at level 3, Amber?
Yes, I also get my subclass. Finally! I am choosing the Echo Knight subclass, which I'm very, very excited about.
Sick.
That's very cool.
Okay.
Super cool. Super spooky.
On to me?
Yeah, on to you, Jeremy.
Well, Qwig is a wizard and has an itty-bitty D6 hit die. So this is my time, and I have a +1 Constitution.
Come on.
And that's a 5?
Oh.
+1 to a 6. Taking me up to 18.
We take that.
Nice.
We'll go with that.
Nice.
All right, Georgia.
Yes, that's me. Louis is a bard. She has a D8 as her hit dice. And my constitution modifier is +1. So I rolled an 8. So +1 is 9. And I also get my subclass at level 3. And as a bard, I am taking College of Creation.
Amazing.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah.
I'm excited now.
So suiting to Louis.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo, bitch.
Are you okay? On to Feng. So his is also a D8. I've got a +3 to my constitution though, so fingers crossed this is still high roll. That's a 3, so he is now at 23 hit points.
Very nice.
Very fun. You've got more hit points than Lysandra. What is this?
I think Louis now has our highest hit points in the
Really?
party.
Wait, what do you have?
Yeah,
I have
Louis,
24 hit points in total.
Louis now has our highest.
Oh
This
my
75-year-old, she could take some hits.
God. I love it.
She's been taking her aspirin.
Yes, well, with this armor class, I'm probably going to need as many hit points as I can get, because she is not dexterous
Yeah.
at all. She has
don't-
old knees.
You don't say.
She's fallen down enough hills and off enough cliffs that we should know this by now.
So, we begin with our party once again separated, with Qwig and Feng resolved to understand the meaning of the glowing lights deep within the Uhtred Gorge. Lysandra and Louis sit a while, staring back at the twinkling lights of the city in the distance, unaware their companions have no real way to return to them. Deep below in the gorge, a scene of pandemonium has erupted as glistening silver and blue moonstones begin to crack and hiss as a small fairy is ushered to the western entrance of the Circle of Stone. To those of keen eyes, an even smaller lizard can be seen, scrambling frantically in the wake of this calamity. So first off, I will need a stealth check from Feng and a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, let's start with the stealth.
Are you using the lizard stealth or yours?
I am using the lizard stealth. And that is a +0 to their stealth, I believe. So that is an 8.
An 8. And a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom save. The lizard has a +6 to this, or I use my own.
Use your own mental
Yeah.
stats.
Yeah.
Right. That is a 23.
I rolled a nat 1 for the Stone Druid's perception check.
Thank God.
You are so lucky.
Qwig's looking at the lizard running away in the corner of his eye and I'm like, how is no one noticing this?
No.
So amongst this commotion, even now, Feng, you feel the circle is pulling at your wild shape, like someone trying to take the mask off an assailant. While calamitous, yes, you don't feel as if something has gone wrong with the circle, and with that wisdom save, if anything, it seems the circle has done exactly what Salmon said it did, which in some respects is more unnerving. We cut over to Qwig. Qwig, you're being shooed away by Salmon and the other druids. What do you say as you start blubbering in your defense?
I don't know what that was. I didn't do anything. I was just eyes closed. I was just sitting there.
You see someone looks down on you and starts saying, "Oh, your disposition it's all messed up. You really are out of line with the energy of the universe, you know."
Oh, I thought I was doing a good job with that.
No, there is something seriously messed up here. It must be because you're a high fairy, a fae.
Oh, yeah, I'm not from around here. If that matters.
We've never seen anything like this ever in the star maps. And he gets down on your level and looks you straight in the eyes and repeats, ever.
Okay. So that made the rocks crack. That's my fault.
Make a persuasion check.
It's crying. That's a 16.
A 16. You see the stone druids kind of give each other a look and kind of look down at this fairy and kind of come to the understanding that perhaps you genuinely don't know what just happened either. And so they start ushering you to the entrance. Feng, what are you doing?
Feng was running to the entrance, trying to get out of this stone druid's circle as quickly as possible.
So I think you've just come out of the entrance and you've probably just scampered up onto a wall as a lizard. You know, lizards do that heavy breathing thing. Like your cheeks are puffing out. What's going through Feng's mind at the moment?
Feng is just thinking, what's wrong with him? Is he broken? Has he fractured nature? Has he stolen fire and thus nature itself is judging him?
In this moment, you see Qwig is pushed out by the stone druids into the little entrance, and you can see him just next to you on the wall there. What do you guys do? And Qwig, obviously, you recognize Feng.
Are they still keeping an eye on Qwig?
Most of the druids are running around and they're trying to they're casting mending cantrips, trying to reposition the stones back into position. They're not really focused on you guys at the moment. You can continue talking here, or if you both would like to make a stealth check, you can try and slip away in the chaos.
Yeah, I think I would definitely try and slip away.
All right.
Yeah, I think Feng would honestly wild shape turn back into himself as he's running away. No, not here. As he's running away, he's obviously breathing really heavily, hyperventilating, probably tears coming out of his eyes. And so this is as he's scampering along the wall, he probably falls off as the lizard mid.
I think I'll try and catch you.
Yeah.
Put my hands out.
Mid transformation.
Oh no, don't try. Oh my god.
So not stealth.
Oh no.
So is that a stealth check, DM?
Yes. Can I get both of you to make a stealth check for me?
Thanks.
The stealth check will determine when you transform back. I got an 18.
I got a 21.
Very nice. I will allow you both to start your way out of the circle. There's obviously no way for you now to climb back up to Lysandra and Louis without alerting the stone druids.
No.
What do you guys think is your best option?
We haven't explored around the ravine at all that we've fallen down into, but I'm guessing there's how many ways out do there appear to be?
Yeah, you are on the western entrance here, which leads back to the city proper. You essentially have to go back the way you came, but through the gorge.
Yeah, I think we'll just go that way.
Yeah, that sounds good. Feng's also probably keeping a very fast pace as he's walking and saying to Qwig as he's moving, "What's wrong with me? What did I do? Did I break everything? Is it all ruined?"
Oh, I thought I did that.
No, that was me. I felt it ripping away at my wild shape.
I am not an expert on such things, but I don't know, maybe it's a sign that you should go do your ritual, your test, your trial. Is that what it was?
Maybe you're right, but if I broke rocks, I don't think I'm ready.
But, that's a rock thing. You're a fire guy. Maybe they're different. I don't know, maybe it works different.
Funny as. Yeah, you're probably right.
Qwig, you can make a history check if you'd like, you can make a nature check, or you can make an arcana check.
Okay, I'll go arcana. Nat 20.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Yes.
20.
Do I know much about these fire and rock guys?
Yeah.
You don't know much about the fire and rock guys. But You start to tap into your knowledge and history of growing up in the Fey court. You understand that the fabric of magic that is intrinsically tied to the land, especially in the Fey court. And so this kind of like rejection of Feng in this moment kind of signifies to you that there is a deeper magic at work here. Maybe a magic that's not really confined to any one of the schools of magic, but there is something that is, if it's pulling at his wild shape and pulling at like the foundation of his magic, then this is foundational magic. That's what you get with a nat 20. So whether it is good or bad is kind of irrelevant to you. But that is your best guess as to what is happening.
Yeah, with a big realization like that, he's just like kind of said offhandedly the stone and fire guy there. No, I think you should get that checked out, maybe.
Yeah, I think I'll go to my circle tomorrow, as much as I didn't want to.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll help. You know, be helpful for this.
What if they kick me out because of what I've done?
Well, you don't have to tell them yet. Maybe find out their opinions on the stone druids.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe they're not fans.
You're so smart, Qwig.
Oh, thank you, Feng.
We now cut back to the top of the gorge. We see Louis and Lysandra gazing down into the depths that their comrades had just descended into. An hour goes past, 2 hours. What do you resolve to do?
Did we see the whole kind of chaos go off?
It was about 300 feet down.
That's fair.
So I'm not a canyon or expert, so the acoustics and reverberation of sound, I don't think there was enough kerfuffle for you to be like something has gone terribly wrong and everyone is dead. But they're definitely not coming back anytime soon.
Okay. Thinking about it, Qwig's hovering, flying thing only worked downwards, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't quite understand it, but yeah. Do you think they're okay?
Well, I don't think they're coming back this way, and I mean, I can't really see much from here, and I don't think that's just my old eyes, but...
I can't see much either, I'm going to be
okay,
real
that's
with you.
assuring. But yeah, I somehow don't think they'll be coming back for us.
I mean, we could wait around and see if they climb out, but honestly, I don't know how strong either of their climbing skills are.
No, and I don't trust, honestly, me to be able to pull them up if anything goes wrong, so...
And we know how good my skills are at pulling people.
Neither of us are
Not
good
great.
Neither of us are good at climbing rocks.
So, do we start walking back? Do we wait here and admire the stars? What should we do?
If we end up finding them, we're probably just gonna go back to the same place. If you want to stay out for a bit longer, it's nice to see the stars, but I'm also up for a walk.
A walk could be good,
Lovely.
as long as your tired old bones can do it.
Oh, listen, I've got a walking stick now. My back's been cracked by the fall down the hill before, so I think I'm okay.
Okay. I won't race you, though. I feel like that would be unfair.
Please don't. I'm hobbling. I'm not walking, I'm hobbling.
Okay. I'll make sure I hold multiple paces to make sure you can keep up.
Thank you.
Of course.
So yeah, I think we just start kind of walking along the cliffs.
So as you make your way back towards the city, you start to see again the flickering lights illuminating the air above it, like a vent of life. The stars above are twinkling but slightly fading in the early morning hours. The moon's light is beginning to fade, but still bathes the land around you in its purple light. So what do you guys do to keep yourself? It's a long trek back. The track itself is not so difficult, but you do have to pick your way carefully, given how dark it is.
Of course. I think I'm just following Lysandra's kind of where Lysandra's putting her feet, because they look like
Lysandra's
short
like
spots.
holding her hand out, helping you down like steps, making sure that Louis doesn't fall, and sort of being like, there's a step there. Oh, you're going to step on the wrong thing.
Thank you.
Grabs her by the waist, just moves her down like a jump.
I could just ride on your shoulders at this point.
Yeah, but I need to give you some autonomy. I don't want to completely just take you off your feet.
I'm giving up my autonomy here. If you want to carry me, it might be easier.
Fine, okay.
Make me a strength check.
Sure. That's a natural 20 plus 4 for 24?
Can you give me a sleight of hand check, please,
Sure.
Lady Louis?
Absolutely.
Critting on the important rolls here.
Yeah, only the important rolls.
Have to carry grandma. It's an 11.
11. Despite how, like, her age, Lady Louis is still very hard to carry. Not so much in terms of her weight, but she just keeps wiggling around and tries to get comfortable. But you are more than able to carry her. Your pace has slowed down a little bit, but not too noticeably with that strength check. As you move along, I would like a perception check from Lady Louis.
Yes.
Only because Lysandra's busy carrying her.
Yeah.
I'm also taller, so I can see more now. 17? 17 perception, so it's a 13 plus 5.
Okay, I'm going to roll here.
That would be 18.
Oh, 18. Thank you. I'm gay. I can't do maths.
Real.
Okay.
Wait, but what about me?
You're the rarity. You
Yeah.
are the exception.
With a 17, as you start to get back to the city proper, you eventually stumble upon a familiar scene, the Mantelope Farm. And as you look around for Cecilia, you don't see her anywhere, but you do notice that the hut that you saw the day before has its lights on, and you hear voices and laughter coming from within.
Oh.
So that's lovely with that perception check, but it's not high enough to see someone sitting on that boulder, and you hear a clearing of a throat. Up top of the boulder, you see the Commandant, Constantine. Her rifle she has in her lap, and she's cleaning it with a cloth. She has a cigarette in her mouth with a tall, thin wisps of smoke gathering about her face.
So hot. I'm sorry.
I know, I'm...
Queen of bad decisions.
Yes!
She looks down at you, exhales from her cigarette and says, "Now, where's the rest of your little posse at tonight?"
They headed down to some kind of light in a cavern. I'm not sure. We got split up.
Like the cavern, you say? What would you be doing messing around in the cavern at this time of night? Been around any Stonehenges?
Not particularly.
So you don't know anything about a kerfuffle that happened earlier this evening?
Can I
About some cultist up on the hill yonder?
make an insight check to see if it's a good idea to tell her or not?
Yes, you can make an insight check.
Cool. That's a natural 1, but it's a 6.
You saw what you saw yesterday. She seems like a trustful person. You are pretty tired, though.
I mean, we saw some people up on we walked past it when we were out here, but didn't really get involved.
We were going for an evening stroll, and, well, we're now going back to make sure that our new friend got home safely.
You're your friend.
You seem to keep making eye contact with me. Is that for a reason?
Make a deception check for me.
Okay. It's a 22.
22.
An 18 plus
Very
4.
nice.
Nice!
Well, I mean, it is strange, but, you know, there's a bunch of strange folk around here. Now, you here, young lady, and she gestures you to Lysandra, and your garb. You, one of the, acolytes of that priestess Yellen, yes?
Well, I'm not exactly an acolyte. I know Priestess Yellen, Sister Yellen. I
Is
know
that
her.
so?
What about it?
I'm just wondering what you were one of her followers, no?
Not one of her followers, per se.
Right. How does that work?
She prays to a different god. Under the same bracket, of course, the same 5 gods, but she prays to a different one than I do.
You see she exhales again and goes, "Gods this, gods that. There's about 20 billion different gods in this city, I swear. You're all a bunch of troublemaking, that's all it is to me. I believe there's only one god you need to worry about." And she pats the rifle in her hand.
Oh.
Now, the Jarl has eyes all around this city, and whispers have come to his ears about a towering furbolg and a tottering, kind-hearted bard from the south. He couldn't believe it. It was his old mentor, the renowned Lady Louis, for he was but a child when he left, and she was then advanced in her age. This can't be you, can it?
Well, I mean, age has been kind to me, in ways.
Indeed, that's an understatement.
What can I say? I'm here to check up on him.
Well, if you are indeed the Lady Louis, he would be very pleased to receive you.
I would genuinely love to see him.
Well, it's not safe to speak here, even amongst the stones and mantellopes. Come to the Jarl's Tower tomorrow and speak to the administrator for an audience.
Yes, ma'am.
Scruff would happily speak with you there.
Yes, ma'am.
You see the Commandant Constantine takes one long, piercing look at you and a glance at Lysandra.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Enjoy your midnight stroll.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always better to explore a city by nighttime. You find out a lot more than the day, I find.
Yeah, by this point it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Constantine goes, great way to get yourself killed. You get back to where you've been sleeping. Otherwise, I don't know. There's been too much trouble in this city tonight, and I don't want any more.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And you head back down towards the outpost.
That was a lot.
Lady,
I vaguely mentioned this.
did you?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I told you I used to go by a title.
Yes, but from what she was saying, it seemed like it was quite important.
Listen, Scruff used to be a mentee of mine. I had a kind of position in the city that, an Ermitage that beheld that title. It was passed on to me, and then I passed it on when I left, but, it's not really... I kind of lost the powers that went with it when I gave it up, so I kind of don't really hold much to the title if I don't hold it anymore. Some people just know me by it.
But surely it meant something. I mean, the work that you did. What did you do?
Yeah, I was a guardian of sorts, social work, community work. I looked after those with no other place to go, formed a kind of home for those who didn't have one, I guess. It was my life's work, but not really anymore, so I'm just checking up on the strays that got away and wrapping it up, I guess.
Why not anymore?
I lost someone.
Are you okay?
Well, time passes, heals all wounds, but nothing ever felt the same after she was gone. I think she kind of takes a moment and is a little bit contemplative about it, like she hasn't talked to anyone about this in a long time, and she just says, her name was Susanna.
Did you love her?
With all my heart.
What was that like? To love someone?
It was everything. It was warmth in your chest on a cold night. It was a hand to hold when you didn't know what else to do. It was someone to laugh with, someone to share everything with. A companion in life. My best friend.
I'm sorry.
It's been a long time.
Well, I can be your companion. Someone for you to have a shoulder to cry on. Someone to carry you through the hard times.
Literally carrying me right now. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes.
I haven't put you down.
No.
Even through all of that.
I'm still sitting on your shoulders. I'm touching your big head.
It's probably the whole time.
It's like, when they say if you're having like a deep and meaningful conversation, to sit side by side, not across from each other.
Yeah, not like above
Up
me.
and down.
Yeah.
Instead sit on top of someone.
Yes.
Yeah, we're walking, we're strolling, having a deep and meaningful conversation.
Yeah.
That's how we ladies do it.
Have you ever been in love?
I don't know.
But I mean, there's many different kinds of love. Friendship, family, lovers. If you're out here by yourself, is there something you're missing? Something you're searching for?
Well, I'm just out here. I don't really know what love is like. It sounds amazing, but I've never really had it.
Oh, I'm sorry. How many times can we say I'm sorry in one conversation?
Well, a lot, apparently.
Was it your home life, the priory? You don't have to tell me, but...
I guess a bit of both. I can't really say I've had a home life.
Oh.
It's always been communities
Oh, that's where I specialize.
in a home life.
Of sorts. Making one. Crafting one out of one you don't have. So if you need a little family, I'm sure we can make one out of this ragtag bunch if we ever find the other two.
That's true. I hope they're okay.
We should probably go actually start looking at this point.
We'll find them. We're almost back at the city, I'm sure.
I need bed. My bones ache.
Okay, cutting back to our little escapees. Qwig and Feng, it's been a couple hours on your return back to the city. It's very quiet in the Udrud Gorge. All of your footsteps seem to echo off the rocks surrounding you, and it's very eerie at this point in the morning. Eventually, you return back to the last lagoon, now approaching from the other side than you had in the city when you arrived. What would you like to do? You can make a perception check for me, or you can just continue on back to the Four Eyes.
Do you think we need to meet up with the others?
I suppose.
Do you think they're still sitting there?
I don't know, maybe. Should we have gone to check? Are we bad people?
Well, there was a long gorge.
That was a long gorge. Maybe we should just go back to the room, and if they're there, then we don't have to venture back out.
I'm gonna
But
feel
if they're
real
not,
bad if they're still there.
we can cross that bridge when we get there.
Right.
You just leave us to the cold. We die of exposure.
But yeah, we're probably looking around as we're walking as well, because
Yeah.
it's so late, especially if our footsteps are echoing.
Yeah.
Right. Make a quick perception check, or if you would like, as you move through the last lagoon.
Just 12.
12.
17 for Feng.
17. You see the center of the city here is deserted at this time of night, but there are still a few signs of life, especially Feng. With that perception check, you notice one of the children that you saw when you first entered the city is huddled under an awning with a number of the other vagabond children, just huddled around a small fire in the early hours of the morning trying to keep warm. You remember that these were the children that were taking water from the lagoon right from under the guards' noses. What do you do?
Yeah, do I get a sense of what they're doing, like when they're huddled around?
It just seems that they're trying to get through the night, but you just recognize the familiar face in the firelight.
They're cold, aren't they?
Yeah.
Fuck!
Huh? What?
Those kids over there are cold. I think I need to go and help them.
Oh. Yeah, of course. That makes sense.
But that means I'm going to have to use my own fire, and that didn't turn out very well last time.
Oh. You lit a fire without magic before. Maybe you could do that.
You're so right, I can do this. And then Feng walks over there so confident. It's like,
You see the kids immediately shrink back as this massive furlough comes trudging towards them in the middle of the night.
no, I come in peace. Are you all okay?
I guess so, mister.
What's your name?
My name's Blaine.
Blaine, are you cold tonight?
Yeah, I'm cold every night. It's freezing down here.
Do you have anywhere to sleep, or do you stay out here?
You see he gestures to the ground next to him and goes, "Yep, I'm pretty sorted in terms of sleeping."
And sorry, did you say they have a lit fire around them?
It's a small, smouldering fire, yeah.
Okay.
Mostly of garbage and debris, not proper wood.
Feng's going to turn to Qwig and be like, I think I need to spend some time helping these kids, kind of as penance for what happened in the Stone Druid's garden. I know that they're not Stone Druid kids, but I feel like I kind of have to do something, so I might spend some time building a fire and cleaning the space for them. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course, that's okay. You have a good, follow that moral compass, I think.
All right, Feng, what check should we do for starting a fire? Is it just a tool check?
I can't remember what we did last time. I think we did a survival check or a nature check.
So,
Let's do a survival check.
Sick. Okay. That's a 13.
13. Feng, you quickly get to work as quietly as you can, moving around the space, collecting pieces of debris from here and there, different pieces of wood. You kind of break off a panel from one of the carts and snap it with your big furbog hands. And eventually, yes, you start this fire up. And within 15 to 20 minutes, you see orange and amber flames begin to lick up the wood, and the children all gasp in appreciation and wonder. You see Blaine turns to you and says, "By golly, mister, you're nearly kind to us as the mistress."
Who's the mistress?
You see at this, the other children look to Blaine and kind of shoot him like "you shouldn't have said that" look. And he said, Oh, sorry, I didn't know what I was saying. I was just so cold, my teeth chattering away and whatnot.
That's okay. That happens to me sometimes too. But my name's Feng. If you ever need to talk or you ever need to tell me anything, you will be able to find me around the city. All right, Blaine?
Whereabouts? It's a big city.
The Order of the Eternal Flame or the Four Eyes Outpost.
Oh wow, you're one of those flame boys up there in the.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think that's our title.
He gets it.
We
Yeah,
have
just flaming around the city.
No, we kind of have like a stricter hierarchy in terms of like we earn certain titles as we get to certain ranks.
Like flame man.
It's like a spark.
It kind of seems it's quite gendered.
Yeah, you're right. I'll go talk to George and his associates
George.
From finance?
from marketing.
Marketing, I'm sorry.
Marketing.
The most important character, I forgot his name.
I don't know why the marketing department is looking after like the names of the roles, but I'll figure that out too.
It's all about optics.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again so much, mister. This was really helpful for us. I'm sure we can take a few tips and maybe we can light better fires in the future for ourselves.
Maybe. And have you had
I love setting fires just randomly around the city.
No, no, that's not how it works.
No?
Blaine, you kind of have to be a little bit sacred with it. Fire is very destructive, but it can also bring life, but you have to be careful with it. You can't put too much.
Ooh, sacred. They're them fancy words.
Have you had some water today, Blaine, or are you a bit lightheaded?
Well, we live next to the lagoon, so maybe I'm overhydrated. And he looks down at his hands.
Why don't you get some sleep?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Furry Fang Man. Furry Fang will call you.
Oh, that's so fucking cute. Feng just kind of scruffs him by the hair and walks away. Oh.
I just say, call me Qwig. And I leave it. I just drop my name in there.
Now, early in the morning, the plum hues begin to caress the inky black sky. Our adventurers converge back at their base of operations. As you push back the curtain, you see the remnants of coals in the brazier glinting from the back of the tent, where you find the Professor and Holly deep in sleep. You take some cushions from the back as to not to disturb your comrades, and settle down at the front of the tent in the small foyer, the reception desk to your backs.
That's so good that we all had the same idea
Bring
to...
your voice down.
Oh.
Remember all that quiet sneaking we just did?
Oh, I didn't know we were doing that on purpose. I was just really sad from what had happened.
Feng, give me an investigation check.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I
I'm like looking around.
I
like,
looked at Jeremy and said, Feng. Qwig, make an investigation check for me.
okay. Nat 20.
Oh, my
That's-
gosh.
You just bumped into Amber's Nat 20.
Sorry.
Boom.
Hot.
These guys are getting spicy today.
Fiery.
As you tell Feng to keep his voice down, you jump up and start rummaging through the library in here, and you quickly pull out some old scrolls, abandoned scrolls, and you see the scroll for silence there.
Oh.
So you go through and you quickly...
Wait one moment to Feng. And I find the book. The scroll.
Yeah, you find, there are a bunch of these scrolls. There's about like 20 to 30 individual spell scrolls here. So
Yeah, Qwig rapidly pulls out that scroll, reads it real quick, draws just a little like sine wave in the air and sends it out, and you kind of hear it's like active noise cancelling. He's no one else knows this, but that's what he's doing. Is that he's running an equation in his head to cancel out the noise. Anything that you say, you can hear. It just doesn't echo back from this circle. But he's put where they are, their part of the tent, in complete silence. So I say, safe to talk now, loud as you want.
So does that mean they can't hear us? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We also can't hear Holly snoring.
Oh, the slander.
oh my god, that's canon now. Holly has a slightly deviated septum.
Can relate.
Yeah, same.
Too soon?
Okay, can we talk about how fucked up that was?
Yeah, are you guys... What happened?
I broke some rocks.
Oh,
I talked to some druids. They told me to sit down. I felt the expanse of the universe enter my mind, and then some rocks started exploding.
that's a trip and a half.
Are you high? Just...
I was considering that at the time.
Feng, What did you say happened?
I had wild shaped into that small lizard and was just like pretending to be Qwig's familiar standing on his shoulder, and he entered into the concretion circle, and then I felt the stone start to like rip away at my wild shape, and it was like almost turning me back into me, and so I started to run away, and then as I was running I broke all the rocks.
Oh my gosh. Okay, number 1, breathe. Number 2, take this.
I don't know how to breathe anymore.
In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4.
Okay. I just learned this the other day.
In real life, no.
Oh my god, too far into reality here.
Take this, hard candy, focus on the flavor, okay?
Feng starts sucking on the hard candy.
Alright, so, Chaos and the Druid Circle, are they actively out for blood? Is this something just...
I think they got the sense that I had no idea what I was talking about, and they didn't see a little lizard friend.
They think it was Qwig, but we just might need to avoid that place for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my druid circle tomorrow. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I feel like I should, so
I'm so proud of you.
I'm gonna get some advice.
Good job.
Thanks.
Do you want me
It's a
to
big
come with
step.
you?
No, that's okay. I think at best I go by myself.
Damn, I was really wanting to meet George. Really.
Ooh, George from marketing? You keep mentioning him.
Okay, let's go meet George then.
No, I mean, you can go by yourself.
We can always meet George later over
Fill us in
dinner.
on George's antics.
Bring him out for dinner.
I'm gonna ask George out to dinner with the party to make introductions. I'll see how he...
And talk about the optics of the position names.
For sure, I'll say that we've got some advice for him.
Okay.
I love that.
Amazing.
What did you get up to?
Well, I carried Louis for most of the way, which was fun.
I got a shoulder ride. It was great.
We had a little bit of a chat. Then there was the shorter lady, the really scary one. From,
hot one.
Yeah.
Oh, Constantine.
Yeah, she was holding a shotgun at the Mantelope farm.
I don't
a
think
rifle.
I don't think she was holding it at the mental.
No.
I think she was just on watch. But
But why
Alright,
there?
the optics of that might not look very good. Like, there's probably some animal protective services that might have a bit of a problem with that.
I think that's you.
Oh, yeah.
she also called her rifle God. So
Oh, that's fucking...
I'm a little bit concerned, to be honest. I'm quite worried.
Proudly brought to you by the NRA.
But at least it seems that our armadillo folk friend got home safe. The lights were on and conversation was happening. So she seems safe at least, and I'm sure we can go past tomorrow and pick up the mantelope that we wanted to take with us.
But she was asking all about the stuff that was happening, the commotion that went on,
So there's eyes on it and the things that were happening with the ritual.
and eyes
With-
on us.
With the Arcanites?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, what did anybody work out what that liquid actually was, or what the substance was?
I looked at it. There was some crazy time, like chronomancy magic.
Oh, that's crazy.
So whatever those creatures were, it's potentially some sort of echo of the past brought to the present.
I feel like you shouldn't really play around with time. That seems quite dangerous.
It seems like a really bad idea.
Potentially the most dangerous kind of magic.
Have you heard anything about that kind of stuff before?
I've never known anyone who's studied it. You hear ideas, theories.
Give me a history check with advantage for the first time.
Let's go.
I got a 21.
Wow.
Beautiful.
In your time studying under the scholars in the summer court, you, in terms of writing down magic, magical histories, laws of magic, you know that the nature of the Fey court is it's very tricky and tricksy and very, things don't seem to make sense. But in order to keep the whole thing from tearing itself apart, there are a few fundamental rules to magic that you don't mess with. And time is one of those fundamentals. The other is death. This sentiment in the Fey court perpetuated into Nua after they helped re-establish peace on the continent. So for something in the span of one night to deal with the two of the no rules in magic is very unsettling.
But it's very much forbidden. So to be messing with time and death in this way, big no-no from all the wizards. So
That's concerning. That's really concerning. Especially if some fringe cult group has got a hold of it, unless there's some bigger organization that's messing with it.
And what language were they speaking?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I didn't understand it.
It sounded strange. It might be related to the origin of the magic.
So what do we plan on doing about this?
I guess we keep an eye out for any arcanite activity. Keep an eye out for any sources of chronomancy. I don't know. We don't really have many leads.
Could we potentially ask if anyone in this research facility knows anything about it? See if there's kinds of flickers or if anyone's focused on it while they've been out here in the frontier?
Yeah, let's ask Professor Caressa tomorrow.
Oh no, our list is growing. We're keeping an eye on the bear and the bandits and the blood ravens, and now we're keeping an eye on the arcanites and them messing with time, and I have to go to my druid circle, and Louis, you mentioned you have to go see someone.
And we have an expedition.
Oh, we're leaving the city soon, so we can't keep an eye on everything.
Well, we can... I know each of us has kind of different focuses. We have limited time left in the city. I've set a meeting with Scruff tomorrow, so I can ask him about the unsavory types in the area if we need. I can tell him to keep an eye on things. I can tell him what we know if I think he's trustworthy. And then we can divide and conquer on the other fronts. People focus on the druids, people focusing on, I don't know what you all want to do, but if we can kind of make a plan, divide and conquer, then come back and compile information, would that be wise?
I have so much I want to research. I think I'm going to be staying here until the expedition. I want to know about this chronomancy, and I want to know more about the Europium, and I want to know what's in the gorge, if there's going to be, I don't know, what's dangerous down there. And I think I'm just going to be doing that. I think I'm going to be reading a lot of books, a lot of scrolls.
You see, Qwig starts vibrating.
Oh yeah, so much is flying through his mind.
Okay, right now, again, in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Take a hard candy, focus on this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How many hard candies?
Yeah, you must be running
I
out.
haven't been keeping track. I had 42. I think I've only given out 4 in the last session.
You gave 1 to Cecilia.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yes, I gave one to
Cecilia was the mantelope.
Antelope.
Yeah.
What's the other girl? What's the
Irene.
Irene.
I gave one to Irene. I've given one to Feng. I've given one to Qwig.
3.
So I think I'm down to maybe, I'll say, a rough 38.
I'm sure the audience will tell us if we're wrong.
Yeah, the audience will say something.
The law keepers.
And what about you, Lysandra? Do you have anywhere to go?
I think I need to go see Sister Yellen and at least see what she's doing here.
Okay, so it seems like we might have to split up again. Our ace move, the one that we pull all the time.
I don't like it, but I think we have to.
So splitting up again, none of us really like it, but at least this time we're not crawling into sewers or on two sides of an active conflict. So maybe we plan to meet at a time at the end of the day at the speakeasy. We'll get some food, catch up, get everything sorted there, and if people aren't back by a specific time, then we know something's gone wrong.
That sounds like a great idea. So maybe we can all go in the morning to Arnold's and organize pickup of the mantelope and just make sure that Irene's okay, and then we'll all go off and do our own things.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a good idea.
I mean, I'm already here. Do you mind if I stay and just... I'm already, eyeing some more bookshelves. I'm
Qwig, please make sure you sleep tonight.
yeah, I'll get there.
No.
I don't need sleep.
All the deception.
I fail.
I choose to fail.
Your passive deception.
I know, there's no chance. Qwig.
Imposes disadvantage on himself. All right, shall we get some rest?
Yes, please.
Flip. Opens book.
So, as you wake up in the morning, you see that the professor and Holly have already left, attending. They are also preparing for the trip as well. They've left you a note saying where they've gone and where they'll be, but it seems that they are also taking this time to prepare themselves for the journey ahead. You all leave Qwig behind and make your way up to the Mantelope farm. It's a pretty well-worn path by now. Let's roll initiative.
What do you mean?
We can fight that.
I'm glad I stayed behind.
Yeah, just to see who goes first.
Okay.
For Lysandra.
Feng got a 21.
21.
Lou got a 19.
Yep.
Keeping on theme, I got a 3.
Oh my gosh.
Amber!
Oh, you do want me sorry? I'm so sorry. I got a 13.
13. Okay, no worries. We'll start with those guys first. You do sleep in a lot. You've had a very long night. The city is well awake and bustling by the time you emerge from the tent and make your way up to the Mantelope farm. You see it is a beautiful, brisk day. There is a breeze in the air. The heat hasn't started to kick in yet, so everyone is trying to make the most of the day. And you move between crowds and bustling people, eventually moving on to the sloping hills of the Mantelope farm with these huge boulders and the familiar cry of the Mantelope as they congregate around and eat from troughs.
Feng tries to find Cecilia.
Returning to the Mantelope farm, Arnold and Irene beckon you forward as the Mantelopes holler and yawn their haunting cries at the new intruders to their grazing grounds. Soft white clouds stream overhead against the sky and the breeze dances in the tall, dry grasses. You see Arnold approaches you and says, "Well, I can't thank you all enough for bringing Irene home. Although she's got naught but a scratch on her, she won't say anything about what happened or where she was. Do you care to enlighten me?" As he asks this, Irene turns to him and smacks him in the shoulder and says, "Daddy, you pay these people to find me, not rat on me. Besides, they let me come home by myself. See, didn't think I was so helpless, did you, gang?"
You're a capable young one. That much we saw at least.
She's incredibly strong-willed.
"Hey, you're telling me," says Arnold. "Well, anyway, just as we bargained, I'm happy to give up Cecilia here." And you see Irene moves and brings out Cecilia on a halter. "It's the least we can do to her for bringing Irene home for us. She's one of my personal favorites. I really don't like it that you've named her. It makes it a little bit harder now. We sell hay feed and riding tackle here too, if you're interested. I'd be mad to give it to you for free, given feed prices at the moment, but happy to help you out as much as I can. How about 3 weeks fodder, tackle, and a cart hitch for old Ceci here? Irene can drop it around to yours on the morrow." You see this, Irene jumps up and down and says, "Yes, any excuse to get my tail out of here."
And how much would that cost?
"Oh, I feel bad even asking you for it, but 5 gold, how does that sound for the whole lot?"
That's all my money, so there you go.
I've got it.
Oh, are you sure, Louis?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can help pay for something as well if we need.
I give him 7.
7 gold.
Uh-huh.
You see Mia starts chewing on the gold, and he's like, "Wow, man, this is going to be great for my overheads. We might even be able to eat one of the mantelopes now."
Oh, no, I don't think you should do that.
What everyone else in this city does.
Yeah, I don't think that makes it okay, though.
I think they have excess stock. I'm pretty sure they're just going from stock that already exists. They're not going to kill a fresh one. And
Oh, no.
I just wink at the farmer to, not say anything more.
He's going to make a wisdom save. He rolls a 9. He goes, "Oh, no, usually mantelope feed, you really only raise the breeders. You should really cull them while they're young. The meat's far more tender."
That's really distressing.
Yeah, so that Ceci here, she's one of our best breeders, so good luck with her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy your meal. Or your couple meals, so you'll probably get out of one.
You exchange the gold over to Arnold, and he organises to drop around Ceci and the tackle and gear to the Four Eyes outpost in the morning.
I'll see you soon, Cecilia.
You see she's, again, desperately trying to suck on your hands.
That's okay. I have to get used to this now.
And now that you've sorted the mantelope, what do you all do now?
Right, so we seem to be splitting up from here, so let's say we meet at the speakeasy at 5:00
Sounds good.
See you there.
All right.
This is going to be incredibly awkward. We're all walking back towards
The city together?
Say goodbye to each other and start walking in the same
We're doing this as we're walking. I'm making plans as we're walking.
You all start to peel off.
Non-awkwardly.
No,
None of us say anything to each other on the walk down. It's just
Success are real.
We head back to the Four Eyes outpost, where Qwig has just entered the dark mahogany rows of tomes and scrolls in the outpost. The professor returns after her morning chores and explains that this collection is only a travelling compendium, and as such, its purpose is for breadth rather than depth of information. Most of the miners and merchants here come squabbling on trading standards, measurement discrepancies, and so on. And she turns to you. And what are you interested in researching?
Chronomancy.
Oh.
Sorry, I haven't slept much.
Was it just chronomancy?
No.
No?
What do you do with the Europium? You said it's used to make arcana tech, but how?
You see,
What's been made?
you see she like gently like puts her hand on.
Also, what's in the gorge? Big monsters, small. What are we looking at?
Okay, all right. Well, okay. Well, one at a time. Yes. Well, chronomancy. Oof. I don't think you're going to find much of substance here. I didn't, pack all of the chronomancy stuff. Europium, of course, it is indeed cutting edge knowledge here on the frontier. I do have a few of the discovery briefs submitted to the Enclave in Feldspar, of course. If that
My hands are out. My hands are out.
It would interest you. Such a fervor for knowledge, and you see she smiles and turns to walk back down through the aisles, busying herself. I think I have them here somewhere. I think Holly processed them when they came in. And sooner or later... You're lucky Holly's not here.
A little scoff.
She first returns with a bunch of leaflets. And you can make an investigation check for me as you rifle through them.
Yeah. 13.
Here is some of the information you are able to decipher. Europium was first considered a hazardous byproduct of extracting existing precious ores in Lal Udrud. A High Elf reconnaissance team from the Starlit Conservatory first disclosed alternate use of the coined phrase Europium as an intense magical catalyst, increasing intensity and the veracity of surrounding magical constructs and spells. And at the bottom of the leaflet, it cites the head dream seeker, Arduin Nightingale. And you remember him is essentially the one of the deans of the Starlit Conservatory. The Dream Seekers are wizards of high renown or status. The following discovery briefs after that bear the seal of the Penchant Prospecting Company, as several of the researchers in the initial expedition had since been subsumed into the new enterprise. The Penchant Prospecting Company labels Europium as a Category 1 hazardous material and experimental in its phase of development. You can make here, I'm going to give you a choice. You can make an insight check or you can make an investigation check. Both of these will give you extra information. It just depends on what you would like to find out.
Okay.
Also, can we just quickly clarify, do we now have Arduin and Arduinovia?
Yes.
Is this his son?
Oh, we got a face there.
I can't see the face.
We did get a
See
face.
the face again?
No.
DM's making a face.
So you can make an insight check or an investigation check, and it depends. This is kind of like the flavor of further insight you want to get from this information.
I think I'm gonna go all in on investigation.
Okay.
I just want the facts.
Go for it. Give me an investigation check.
Hard data. That's a little better at a 19.
Ooh, nice.
Two things come to you with that 19. Number one, how could a company be sustaining itself on a product if it's labelled as hazardous and experimental? How can a company be making money? Who's buying this from them if it's so hazardous and experimental? And the second thing you get is all of these briefs are return marked from the Four Eyes outpost in Feldspar, containing the seal and signature of the Professor Caressa. As you are pondering this, the professor leans over and says, "So, why would a fairy abandon its family and domain?"
Oh, well, circumstance and, well, it's fair to say that I wasn't doing too well where I was, and I had greater pursuits elsewhere.
Right. And you see her, she nods knowingly and says, "So you say you committed yourself to a higher calling, yes?
Yes, I want
The
to...
pursuit of knowledge, yes?"
I very much want to understand the deeper nature of magic. And for others, it sometimes seems to come a lot easier. So I think if I can learn as much as possible, that I will eventually be okay.
And you did not find these answers at the Starlit Conservatory? What was it like? What do you think why do you think these high elves are so covetous of their knowledge?
Well, they're maybe a bit stuck in their ways. A bit... I guess the term you could use is elitist. They want to keep it for themselves. But they do have a great amount of knowledge, and I think it has done a great amount of good.
So, you see she starts to, avoid your eyes here, and she says, so, as a pupil, are you, already spoken for? Are you tenured by the conservatory? Are you doing, field research for a professor's paper? Have you considered a fellowship, perhaps, at the Four Eyes?
Well, I am sort of an apprentice to Elandria, who is a great and very knowledgeable wizard at the conservatory. But I was also sent out for an indeterminate amount of time, so they don't really expect me back anytime soon.
Well, I understand that, of course. I would never try to...
How much would it annoy Holly if I became your apprentice?
Oh, well, does Holly have a problem with you?
No, I'm just, that's just a curiosity thing. It's like, curious about Europium.
Well, at the Four Eyes, our knowledge is quite individualized to this individual scholar, yes? To enter, it requires a novice scholar to submit distinguished research on a topic of interest to the board. For example, myself, I submitted my paper on the socio-economic power dynamics within Frostnull diasporas in the Southern Tundra Isles.
Oh my gosh.
It was quite fascinating. I'd love for you to read it. And Holly submitted her paper on arcanodynamics and arcane synthesis.
That sounds really interesting.
On what?
Arcane synthesis.
Is that
You make an arcana check.
is that not what was happening to with the liquid, the blue liquid, and
Arcana check?
Yep.
26.
With a 26, it is a new term to you since you have come here. But arcanodynamics and arcane synthesis is essentially the extraction of core magical elements from consumed and ritual components. So studying how magic consumes components and the magic of that.
Yeah, so taking from natural elements and turning it into power, the manipulation of it.
At this point, you can either push the professor more on information about Holly, or you can return to your research.
Arcane synthesis of what exactly? If you
Well, I mean...
Do you have a copy around here?
Somewhere I should. I don't think it was so much on a specific type, merely... I think it was to do with the process of actually consuming spell components for spells, rather than a specific spell components, if that makes sense. Like why some magics require consumable components and some do not.
Damn.
I can see if I can find one for you. I'll ask Holly when she gets back.
Yeah. I would like that. That sounds really interesting. Yes. Sorry, I need to get back to what I'm doing. So you don't have anything on chronomancy here?
I mean, nothing that you wouldn't have already read on at the Starlit Conservatory, that's for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The chronomancy, you say, where did you encounter this?
Oh, so... it's just a, passing interest. Sometimes you hear one thing and then it's months later that you think, wow, I should really look into that.
Make a deception check.
Wow. That one.
you know what?
That.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
And that is where we'll end us.
Brilliant.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dear Dan.
Oh gosh.
Right back into it. Well done. What a great session. A lot of stuff is happening. It's heating up in the city.
So much is happening.
So much is happening. We're learning about each other, though.
Yes.
We're getting backstory bits.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Alrighty, so once again, thank you so much for the competition entries. They were fantastic. Look out for the new NPC in the coming episodes. Don't forget to like and follow us on our Instagram page down under Dungeon Podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Does anyone have a selfless plug?
Yeah, what are our selfless plugs for the week? I have a triggering one, but I'm happy anyone else to jump in.
Now that you mentioned that,
Yeah, you will be less triggered next week and you might not ever share it.
So, I didn't want to do this, and I feel that this isn't necessarily a plug, but it is my duty to distance myself as far as I can from developments that are happening in the community that may or may not be associated with me.
I know where this is going.
Wait, let him cook.
Let me cook. As you all know, as your humble DM, my name is Emerson, and to my shock and horror, the absolute slime of the earth, Ben Shapiro, has actually just dropped a multivitamin line called Emerson. This multivitamin is a new men's lifestyle brand for the, quote, responsible man. Ben
Sorry
Shapiro...
for that. I'm actually a big Ben Shapiro fan over this corner of the table.
Well, you see, Ben, he warns of a world that conspires to see you fail, and with this multivitamin, it will combat a modern diet that steals your strength. And this pill, apparently bearing my name, promises to help men create order and build the future.
Oh, wow.
So
I think you have to change your name.
I'm
Legally.
I think I should sue. I have to be
One of the two.
one of the two.
One of the two.
This is very damaging to your reputation.
Right.
Sure.
So once
Coming from the
again,
Ben Shapiro fan.
Hey, bro. Yeah.
so we're gonna have Jeremy's actually leaving the podcast, and we'll have a new player in the seat.
Woke. I've had it up to here. All this gay shit.
Think of the
What's
good
going on?
gender.
I'm pretty sure this is coming out in Pride Month.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Yeah, but where's my mum?
We're straight.
Straight pride.
And on that note,
Oh my god.
On that controversial note.
yeah.
We will see you all next week. Thanks so much, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Maybe on Jeremy Pot.